At the time I'm making this video, apparently Matt Gaetz, Trump whore, has put out a resolution to oust Kevin McCarthy from his House speakership. I would say that I feel sympathy for Kevin McCarthy, but I don't. The son of a bitch should have even been there in the first place. In fact, no one in the Republican Party, after the year and a half of what's been going on, has shown that they have the tolerance for governorship or leadership in this country. After so much time, ever since the first day that Joe Biden took office, you have been scheming and plotting and working everything you can to get Joe Biden out of office. And now you've initiated an impeachment inquiry over bullshit. Over nothing that has to do with Joe Biden. So I feel no sympathy for you, McCarthy. I feel none. You can rot in hell, but until then, you can stay in the Four Seasons, unless you're staying there. But my beef with McCarthy goes a lot deeper than that. A lot fucking deeper than that. Excuse me. This guy, at one moment, says that Donald Trump needs to be held responsible for what happened on January 6th. And then, 24 hours later, and ever since then, he has been acting like one of Donald Trump's defense attorneys. And I say one of because he's got a whole lot of them, and I'm going to burn every one of you motherfuckers when I'm done. By the time I'm done, you'll probably be begging me. No, actually, you'll be begging someone to shut me up. And it's not going to work. But let's go down the list of failed Republicans out there who've made this country hell for everyone in this country. Matt Gaetz, a man who is accused of sex trafficking. The man who brought this resolution before the House. Who hasn't done a damn thing for his state, for his district in Florida. Nothing. But look like some Elvis wannabe with that goofy ass haircut of his. Done nothing for your district, but you're going to do everything you can for Donald Trump. In fact, this whole government shutdown was in the service of Trump, but more on that in a few minutes. And then there's you, your $2 whore, who can't keep her hands off the crotch of your boyfriend. Well, actually, he wasn't your boyfriend. It was a blind date, whatever. And enough times to go home, and then if you want to fuck him, then fuck him in your home. You don't do it in public, in a theater, especially a theater where kids could be in. You're a fucking whore. And you've done nothing for your district, but make yourself the laughingstock of all of your district. I don't even know how the hell you got reelected. I'm not even going to theorize. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, at least not yet. And then there's you, the bitch who can't do anything without a gun in her hand. The wannabe Ellen Ripley, who can't even do anything for her own fucking district, that's poor and impoverished, but can do everything he can to just beg to be the next Mrs. Donald Trump, who says she's following her orders of Donald Trump when she wants to shut down the government, who claims that she got the Secretary of Defense fired, but has done nothing, and that's a common thread with all of these motherfuckers. But more on that in a few minutes after I get done with this asshole. Yeah, I'm talking to you. The guy who's in my home state. The guy who has done nothing for his district. The guy who campaigned about high gas prices, about high prescription drugs, about high prices for bread and milk, about high this, about high that, and has done nothing to do anything to help the people who are so-called suffering, but will do everything he can to do the bidding of Donald Trump, the whore. Yeah, I'm calling you a whore, Jordan. You're not going to do a fucking thing about it. Because you're not man enough to fight back. If you were a man enough to fight, you would get off Donald Trump's lap if he's into that shit. And if you're into that shit, I don't want to guess. But if you were any kind of man, you would stand up to for the American people, and stand up to Donald Trump and the rest of those MAGA motherfuckers that are just waiting, just praying for the day that they can pick up the guns and start shooting. You know, the whole joke to all of this, for the entire MAGA party, is that you were so screaming, hoofing, and hollering about Joe Biden not being this, that, and the other, not doing that, this, that, and the other, that you don't see the fact that you have it within your power to do things, to do the things you're complaining about, to fix the things you're complaining about. But you're not going to do it because you're so jockeying up for a position. Some of you jockeying to be the next running mate for Donald Trump if he has even a chance of running in 2024. He's still facing trials that could possibly disqualify him from the ballot, from the election. He's also facing charges that could put his fake-haired ass in prison. That's all you're thinking about. That's all you're wondering about. What can I possibly do to help Master Trump? What can I possibly do to get him to pat me on the head or for him to let me suck his dick? That's all that's on your mindset. And it's killing this country. Again, I am not standing up for Kevin McCarthy. The motherfucker is a pig, and frankly, he can burn in hell, along with the rest of you MAGA motherfuckers. But in the end of the day, this is what you're doing? Instead of helping the country, you guys, and here's the joke to it. You guys were trying to shut down the United States government all on the orders of Donald Trump. How the bastard actually posted it on Truth Social. This is what they should do. And you're following his orders, not like you're a bunch of Nazis because you don't get that far ahead. You're following your orders from Donald Trump like a bunch of fucking whores. Like a bunch of fucking submissive whores. He cracks the whip, you do it. And I don't mean that as in slave. I mean that as in dominatrix. You probably envision Donald Trump all dressed in leather with a whip in his hand.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another?
That's what you are. You're not Americans. You're not strong. You're not tough guys. Even if you're holding a gun and you're hiding behind the gun, you're not tough. You're a bunch of fucking whores that will burn this country to the ground if Master Trump tells you to. And that's what all this is about. You're not ousting McCarthy because he's a danger to the country, because he is. You're not ousting McCarthy because he's a traitor. He is. You're ousting him because he dared defy Donald Trump in shutting down the United States government. And as for you, Gets, I wouldn't be counting my chickens or pissing my pants if I were you. Ooh, I got him out. I got him out. Mr. Trump, did you see what I did? Did you see what I did? I got McCarthy out. I did. Did I do good? Did I do good? Did I do good? Please love me. Love me. I'm special. Okay, I'm sorry. I went off the handle on that. I apologize. But that's all their mindset's on. Not the good of the American people, not the American people in general, not the wealth of America, not even making America great again every time they wear those stupid cookie red hats. All their mindset is on is pleasing Donald Trump. And they will bury this country to do it. Now, I don't know what's going on now. By now, they're probably doing another vote. I don't give a shit. McCarthy's out. He's out. Good riddance. Goodbye. Good night. You trade this motherfucker. But it does show to me where your mindset is on, Maga. Not on the American flag, not on the Constitution, not on the country, not on all those things you want to hang me on. Because I don't do this, that, and the other. I don't do this, that, and the other enough to prove that I'm an American. And on top of that list is wearing the cookie red hat. Second is supporting Donald Trump. Honestly, this shows to me why this country is tearing itself apart. Not because of the infighting of the GOP. The GOP, the Republican Party, it can burn for all I care. Because I think it should have ended a long time ago. The reason why this country is failing is because we elect people who won't do the job they're supposed to be doing. It's just shame that people say who are patriotic and want to do right for our country are given the opportunity to do right for their country in any capacity, and they don't do it. It's a shame. CTP, you know the truth. God bless. Oh, hold on a second. I almost forgot to mention. Apparently, the Congressional Ethics Committee is reopening the case against Matt Gaetz, which means Matt Gaetz could possibly be facing expulsion himself. So when I went off the hand on there and I clapped and I was all that, I should have mentioned that earlier. Don't start pissing your pants now, Matt Gaetz, because you could possibly be next on the chopping block. CTP, you know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.